Government's rush to privatize the sugar industry lacks transparency since the administration, despite repeated calls from the opposition, still refuses to make public vital information about this process. That's according to opposition leader Jagdeo, who zoned in on the government's touting of Indians and Ghanaians' intention to purchase the Rose Hall estate in Berbice.
And frankly speaking, I don't think it will happen. But it cannot happen transparently because they've refused to make public the report that PricewaterhouseCoopers did, because they're the advisors to the government on the valuation of assets that are now available for privatization. And we have called on them several times to make public. This is not a state secret.
He emphasized that the taxpayers' monies were used to commission a report from the PricewaterhouseCoopers, and therefore these taxpayers need to know how their monies were spent. According to Mr. Jagdeo, the company did a valuation at Rose Hall where they listed assets according to those operable and those unserviceable. The unserviceable were to be disposed, but there is a racket occurring at the Rose Hall estate presently, the opposition leader alleges.
What they have done is to move assets from the operable list to the unserviceable list and are disposing these assets. So I've heard that a tractor, a TM 740, which costs about $15 million, sold for less than $500,000 to friends and family of big APNU officials.
Mr. Jagdeo added that the government needs to be held accountable for its actions and lack of transparency, and that it owes the Guyanese populace answers.
How many assets have been sold from Rose Hall estate? And when they were advertised, and then check whether these assets were on the operable list in the PricewaterhouseCoopers valuation study and have now been moved to the unserviceable level, and then who they were sold to, and finally whether the person in charge now has a cane harvesting contract, person in charge of Rose Hall at Albion.
Reporting for the Evening News, I am Kristen Macklingam.